I don't know. Why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? You have that responsibility. It's just weird. It's weird energy from the people that.
What do you make of LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation?
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit.
LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith just had a major confrontation, and it's got everyone talking. The NBA star went straight to the outspoken analyst during a game, and it was clear that this wasn't a friendly chat. LeBron was furious about comments Stephen A. made about his son, Bronny James, and he wasn't about to let it slide. As expected, Stephen A. didn't back down. Instead, he took the drama straight to the public, making sure everyone knew his side of the story. Just when fans thought things couldn't get more heated, 50 Cent jumped in with his own reaction, adding fuel to the fire. Now LeBron is clapping back, and the situation is spiraling.
Greatest shooter God has ever created, put on an absolute show, 56 points. We were supposed to be celebrating that. That's what we were going to lead the show with.
Until LeBron James opened his mouth and said some stuff that, quite frankly, I didn't like. Oh, I can't wait to start today's show with.
This all went down during a recent game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Stephen A. Smith was sitting courtside minding his business when LeBron suddenly walked up to him. It didn't take long for everyone around to realize that LeBron wasn't there for small talk. He was clearly upset about a comment Stephen A. had made earlier in the year about Bronny James. During a segment of First Take back in January, Stephen A. implied that Bronny was only getting opportunities because of his father's influence. LeBron wasn't happy about that and decided to address it face-to-face. Most people would think that would have been the end of it. LeBron confronted Stephen A., and they would go their separate ways. But
really trying to be as respectful as I possibly can be towards LeBron James. I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. The first game of the season, opening night, the Griffeys in attendance, father-son duo playing in an NBA game for the first time, an absolutely positively wonderful story. And then reality sets in. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do. I am rooting for Bronny James. It would be cruel to root against him. He's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son. And everybody knows what attention that brings. Molly, Doggy, put them up on the screen because I want to see their face when I say this. Right now, Bronny James is averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 rebounds.
But Stephen A. is not the kind of guy to let things go quietly. He thrives on controversy, and within 24 hours, he was already addressing the incident on ESPN. He didn't hold back, saying, "That was LeBron James coming up to me unexpectedly to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son." He added that he couldn't repeat everything that was said because it wouldn't be suitable for TV, but that was just the beginning. Stephen A. then took things a step further by sitting down on Gil's Arena, where he doubled down on his stance. He even took shots at LeBron for how he handled the situation, calling him weak for confronting him like that. And he didn't stop there. On his own show, Stephen A. kept the discussion going. He claimed he wasn't even planning to talk about
LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation.
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit. But in the moment, I knew that I was listening to a father. Here's what happened. I'm represented by William Morris Endeavor. The founder of William Morris Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, had courtside seats right next to the Lakers bench. He had Larry David with him, star of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm sitting with them. I get there in the first quarter. I'm sitting courtside, and I stand up, and then I got my head turned. And then I turned back around, and a lot of people thought this was the end of the game or something like that. This was in the third quarter. Apparently, LeBron had walked out of the timeout, and I turned around, and he's right here in my face. He said, yo, you gotta stop talking shit about my son. You gotta stop with my son. That's my son, that's my son. And I was like, what? He said, nah, that. I said, yo, let's talk later.
The issue. But after seeing a clip of LeBron speaking with Richard Jefferson before a game against the Boston Celtics, he couldn't hold back. He felt like LeBron had misunderstood his comments and insisted that he never actually insulted Bronny. His words were directed at LeBron himself. Stephen A. also said that if LeBron had a problem, he should have handled it in private rather than making a scene in front of everyone. He explained, I understood where he was coming from. He was very, very upset, I could tell. But he could have called me. I would have come to see him. We could have had a conversation man to man, instead of doing it courtside at a game. But here's the twist.
Bothered me all weekend long because I was trying to figure out when was I done. And that's why I decided to come back and revisit this today. Because something happened over the weekend that seemed fairly innocuous to you all, but not to me. So y'all saw that. So he was saying that what set him off is me saying, I'm pleading with you as a father. Ladies and gentlemen, he's alluding to what I said on January 29th, first on First Take, but now on here, on this show, the Stephen A. Smith Show, the same day, I addressed the topics on both platforms. Here's what I said on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Play this, please. With LeBron, the best of intentions. Wonderful father by all accounts. I'm not casting any aspersions on him. I'm saying, that's your son, bro. You know the game of basketball. He ain't ready yet. Why put him in that position? You had your moment being on the court with him. Now that kid's got to go earn his stripes, which I believe he will do. Watching him in the G League. You can't do this. Can't continue to let us see what we've been seeing. And I'm wrong. I'm questioning him as a father because I'm saying, yo, wrap your arms around him and say, not now, not just yet. That's questioning somebody's fatherhood. There you have it. That's what LeBron James was talking about. And on First Take that morning, I was saying, I'm pleading with LeBron James. Stop it. Stop.
According to Michelle Beadle from the Run It Back show, LeBron did try to handle things privately. She claimed that LeBron reached out behind the scenes.
With the aftermath. But you have to allow sports commentators to do their jobs, okay? You have to allow them to say things. Nobody says to Tom Brady when he was playing as a QB, if he had a terrible game, well, you can't say anything about him because this is who his dad is. It's pointedly ridiculous. What are you talking about? Again, if you are trying to make the argument, LeBron, that your son is ready to play in the big leagues, that he has to be ready to deal with the criticism, okay? That's just how this works. But LeBron James said, no. No one talks about my son. Again, apparently this is an unwritten rule. He wants to cry and spike his ball and go home. That's what LeBron James wants to do. He's like, no one can say anything. I own this league. I've scored so many points. He's just crying like a little baby. This is totally ridiculous. A big old man crying like a baby, trying to protect the feelings of his son.
But Stephen A. refused to meet him. If that's true, then Stephen A. calling out LeBron for making things public doesn't make much sense. If anything, it seems like Stephen A. wanted the situation to play out in front of an audience. Meanwhile, LeBron is keeping quiet while Stephen A. keeps talking. From the way fans see it, LeBron didn't do anything wrong. A lot of people believe that any father would react the same way if someone was talking about their child. UFC Hall of Famer Michael Bisping weighed in on the drama, saying, "If he's talking about your son, you're going to feel a certain type of way. You're going to want to defend your own." Of course, not everyone agrees. Some believe LeBron shouldn't have confronted Stephen A. in public. Candace Owens, for example, argued that if LeBron wants to put his son on the court, he should also be ready to deal with public criticism. She added, "I love LeBron, but Stephen A. said what everyone else was already thinking. No disrespect to Bronny,